You're watching this on the platform I'm about to talk about. Hold that thought. Something has been engineered, deliberately, methodically, profitably, to make you afraid, to make you angry, to make you certain that the people on the other side of whatever divide you inhabit are not just wrong, but dangerous, malevolent, a threat to everything you value. It isn't a conspiracy, it's a business model. Social media platforms don't just reflect human division. They manufacture it, they amplify it, and they monetize it at scale. Every time you feel your pulse quicken at a headline, every time you share something in outrage, every time you spend another 20 minutes scrolling when you meant to stop 10 minutes ago, that's not an accident. That's the algorithm doing exactly what it was designed to do. Here's how it works. The platforms discovered early on that the content generating the most engagement, the most clicks, shares, comments, time on screen, was emotionally activating content. And the emotions that activate most powerfully are not joy or curiosity or wonder. They are fear, anger, and moral outrage. So the algorithm learned. It learned to show you more of what makes you afraid, more of what makes you angry, more of what confirms that the other side is exactly as terrible as you suspected. Not because anyone sat in a room and decided to make the world more divided, though some of them understood perfectly well what they were building, but because that's what the data rewarded. You are not the customer. You are the product. Your attention, your emotional state, your political radicalization, these are the things being sold to advertisers, to political campaigns, to anyone willing to pay for access to a mind in a state of heightened anxiety. And here's the part that should stop you cold. It's working. Study after study shows that social media use correlates with increased anxiety, increased depression, increased political polarization, and decreased trust in other human beings. We are measurably more afraid of each other than we were 20 years ago. More certain that the other side is irredeemably wrong. More isolated despite being more connected than any humans in history. The algorithm didn't create human tribalism. That was already there, ancient software, as we explored last week. But it found that software, it reverse engineered it, and it turned it into an extraction machine. I've been thinking about this through a Taoist lens. The Tao Te Ching teaches that stillness is where clarity lives, that the mind in constant agitation cannot see truly. Lao Tzu wrote, "Muddy water, let stand, becomes clear." The algorithm is designed to ensure the water never stands still. Every notification is a stone thrown into the pool. Every outrage cycle is the mud being stirred before it can settle. The perpetual motion of digital anxiety is not a side effect of social media. It is the point of it. A still mind doesn't click. A still mind doesn't share. A still mind cannot be monetized. So what do we do with this? I'm not going to tell you to delete the apps. That's too simple. And frankly, I'm talking to you through one of them right now. But I am going to suggest something more difficult than deletion. Conscious resistance. Noticing when your pulse quickens and asking, who benefits from this reaction? Pausing before you share something in outrage and asking, am I thinking clearly right now, or am I being used? Deliberately seeking out the human being behind the headline rather than the threat the algorithm has decided that they represent. And occasionally letting the water stand still, even for 10 minutes, even just long enough to remember what your own mind feels like without the noise. The Tao that the algorithm cannot touch is the one you find in the silence between the notifications. That's where sane blood lives. And that's where you live too, underneath all of it.